So today I was just out walking when I noticed that they were doing this memorial service for local bar owner Mandy and Brad. I don't know how to pronounce their last name. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, they were the owners of a local, biker friendly bar. Turns out they were out riding their motorcycle in Minnesota, I believe it was, and they hit a deer and were then hit by another car, and they both passed away. Mandy passed away immediately, and I believe Brad passed away sometime later in the hospital. Very sad. It's hit the local community pretty hard. My personal philosophy is to always mourn the loss of life, even if it happens to be from a group that I don't belong to. I've never really, associated with a lot of bikers, not for any negative reasons. To be honest with you, the main reason I never really hang out with bikers is because they usually drink beer that I find disagreeable. I'm not really big on Budweiser and those type of brands because I think that they're big corporate overseas brands, and I like to support American beer for the most part. But I try to live and let live. If someone offers me a Bud Light, I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. No judgment here, folks. If that's what floats your boat, you do you. More power to you. So no negative feelings whatsoever. In fact, when I was a server, the best tip I ever got was from a biker family. So I know that the stereotypes about them are not necessarily true. I just wanted to observe a moment of silence for them, because it's always sad to see someone go before it's their time. Then again, who am I to assume to know when it's our time and when it's not? Maybe it was their time. Who knows? Or is any of these thoughts valid at all? Is there such a thing as destiny? Are our lives pre-written for us, or are we the masters of our own fate? I can't answer these questions for you. I know what I believe, and I believe that there are greater powers at play than what we mere mortals can do with our hands and our fingers. I know that for a fact. If you disagree with that statement, I'm sorry, it's not my burden to make you believe otherwise. However, if you agree with that statement, then I think that there's a lot of potential that can be had between people like us. I can't answer these questions for you. I know what I believe, and I believe that there are greater powers at play than what we mere mortals can do with our hands and our fingers. I know that for a fact. Whatever word you want to use to describe it, God, the universe, divinity, I believe that, it works in mysterious ways, and it works through the sum that is greater than all the components of the people who are believers. I also believe that this is the foundation for pretty much every magical get-together that ever happens, including ones such as this at the American Legion post where they're holding the memorial. We come together and we celebrate the life of the people we care about, and that's magical. That produces what many people would refer to as godlike powers. You can feel the presence of divinity at gatherings such as these. The problem with scientific thinking is that science is not yet at a point in its history where it can understand this type of thing. So I'm not anti-science, but I have a healthy mindset in my opinion when it comes to science. I don't believe it's going to answer all of our problems. And the day that it does is probably the day that we're going to need more science, because science is the pursuit of knowledge. It's the pursuit of testing things and acquiring wisdom. It's not a catch-all answer for all things to be understood. This probably puts me in the anti-science group, and if that's the case, then so be it. Taking out of the equation who's right or who's wrong, I tend to find the presence of conservative people to be usually, more warm and welcoming than those of liberals. I know there's exceptions, and human behavior is human behavior, but I call it like I see it, and I see hatred on both sides of the political spectrum. I mean, I'm libertarian, so I look at both of them as two sides of the same coin, really. Both sides represent reckless spending. Both sides represent hatred. I disagree with both sides, and I don't know why science has become a new part of that discussion. So there's Mandy's bar right there. We're not too far from the memorial service right now. We're just like 2 blocks away. See, the thing about Mandy's is it's always been sort of like a small towny, like I said, biker friendly bar. And not everyone frequents this type of place. I remember on Urban Spoon, they had all kinds of different things, different sarcastic answers for reviews for the place. We are closed today in memory of Brad and Mandy. See, it always warms my heart to see things like this. They will surely be missed. Like I said, even though it's not my crowd, you know, all I feel today is love, and I respect that love. My understanding is the accident happened a week ago today. Today is Sunday, July 1st, if I'm not mistaken. Considering that my videos have always had pretty sporadic turnaround times, I generally don't like to reveal when I shoot my videos as opposed to when they get uploaded. But I just wanted to put that detail in there for matters of context. At the moment, I'm actually shooting without any real plan to upload at the moment. I mean, I'm gonna upload, I just don't know when. I believe that when it comes to accomplishing goals, planning is a big part of it, but it's not the only part. Taking inspired action is also a big part of it, and most people miss either one or the other, and they don't get the full equation to give them the best results. There's a phenomenon I often refer to known as analysis paralysis. It's when you get caught up in the planning of something so much that you never actually take the inspired action to achieve your goals. You think about it so much and you make everything have to be perfect. See, I'm big into self-improvement. I used to follow this one lady named Giovanna Garcia who had the slogan, "Imperfect action is better than no action at all." And I agree with that. It's a good slogan, you know, for any occasion. It's a good one to go by. I'm surprised that it hasn't been snatched up by some, you know, Tony Robbins type personality. See, I have a lot of history with the self-improvement niche, if you will. So I think it's a niche that I'm never going to completely get away from. And I'm trying to sort of, you know, embrace that at this point. But you would not believe how oversaturated that niche is if you've never seen it, you know, up close. Everyone wants to be a guru nowadays. And, you know, it's tragic because I want to be a guru. I want to be a guru in the worst way possible. But so does everyone else and their mama. It's sort of like how I went to school for video production. And I thought I was being an individual and being artistic. It turns out I was being one of the masses. Everyone's a video editor and a filmmaker nowadays. And by the way, if you clicked this video thinking that it was going to be completely about Mandy and Brad, you know, I apologize. I was just looking for some sort of inspiration to shoot today, and I was out on my walk and I saw their memorial service, and I kind of just wanted to use that as my inspiration on what to talk about today. So, like I said, it's all love. I just don't have a whole lot specifically to say because it's not part of my scene. Much respect to bikers in general though. 9 out of 10 of y'all have been cool as hell. There's always that 10th one, that bad apple, but we got those in all cultures. It's not just exclusive to you guys. One thing I do respect about the biker culture is that they live life. They don't take any days off from life. They live life on their terms and they have a blast doing it. And I find that very respectable. And you might not have known this, a lot of bikers are like really big into charity events. You know, giving, volunteering their time, that kind of thing. It's not uncommon to see them at soup kitchens and whatnot. Yeah, I stutter sometimes. That's part of the reason why I'm doing this video blog service, because I'm kind of an introvert. I don't talk a whole lot, and I want to get more comfortable with public speaking, which is kind of unusual because speaking in front of people doesn't bother me at all, but speaking in general does. Like holding a conversation with someone I don't know, that is outside of my comfort zone. Talking to a camera though isn't that bad because it allows me to embrace my inner narcissist, and it's an entirely one-sided conversation, which I do find quite pleasant. I've often wondered how many people who are like YouTube celebrities are actually not people person in real life and only do well because they're talking to a camera. You know, the same idea there. Beats the heck out of me. So I think I'm going to end the video here because at this point you're just getting like a stream of consciousness from me, you know, so just totally random thoughts. And that's all I have to offer you today. So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.